If you are ever looking for a little pick-me-up, I highly recommend reading wedding dress reviews. Now, I'm filtering to the 5-star reviews, and I'm specifically looking for the ones with pictures because everyone is so dang happy and it's contagious. When I did my wedding dress video from JJ's house, which was delightful if I do say so myself, I actually had quite a few people ask me if I would do Torrid wedding dress reviews. True story, I didn't realize that Torrid had wedding dresses. So I decided that I was gonna go on a hunt. It honestly wasn't that difficult, but somehow it was something that I'd never come across. So I went down the reviews and let me tell you, it was like a little endorphin spike. There are few things in this world that I like more than attending a wedding or attending a baby shower. Now, in all honesty, I don't love going to wedding showers. I don't really know why, and I'm definitely not crazy about childbirth. But if I'm invited to a baby shower, I'm showing up in a fancy dress with a great big present, and I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it. And then if I'm invited to a wedding, oh my goodness, everything from figuring out what I'm gonna wear to just like reliving the happiness that I had at and surrounding my wedding is just wonderful. I've been to tons of weddings in my day and no two have ever been the same. Being invited to a wedding is such an honor. You were on like the short list of people who are closest to the bride and groom, and I love seeing what they've planned for like themselves and you. I love taking in all of the little details, from the food to the cake to the flowers to every little thing that you know has taken months and months of planning, time, and money. Okay, sorry, back to the dresses. The beauty of Torrid carrying wedding dresses is that if you are a Torrid shopper, you actually know what size you're in. Taking the guesswork out of like wedding dress sizing is way more than half the battle, because you can actually assess whether or not you like the dress if it fits. When I got married, and I know from reading the reviews on JJ's house, so many of you are in the exact same boat. I had a dress that was probably 6 sizes too small, pinned to me, and I was sitting there trying to imagine first what it would look like on me in my actual size. Second, if it actually looked really, really good. Like good enough to be the most important dress of my life. Not only that, but when I go online, as with anything at Torrid, I'm seeing plus size dresses on plus size models. That takes a whole lot of the mental gymnastics out of it when you're trying to decide what to order. But on top of that, most of these dresses have over 100 reviews. And so you can see them on real women who are telling you their sizes, and that's good information that allows us to make educated decisions. And these dresses were not excluded from the sales. That means that I was able to purchase all of these at 50% off. Okay, I may have gotten just a little carried away. This beautiful stack here is what we are looking at today, and the packaging impressed the heck out of me. I've opened one of them. It's one of these little small ones, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna start from probably small and go to large because that's the way they're stacked up. I think I'm gonna move them to this side because I'm right-handed and it just makes sense. This is actually the one that I've opened. You open up the dresses and it says Ever After by Torrid. And this dress is just lovely. I actually put this one on at the beginning of my Bridgerton dresses, and I had several people saying, oh my gosh, I love the beginning one. I thought, that's because it's a wedding gown. But this one was one of my favorites. It's a bohemian, and it's very, very easy. But let me show you a couple of little details that are in this. So what this comes with is an Ever After by Torrid garment bag, and it says, Forever Starts Now, XOXO Torrid. I just really, really think the packaging hit the mark. And then one of my favorite things about these dresses is that on the inside, it has a little blue ribbon that's pinned in there, and it says something blue, which I think is just a little something extra that they didn't have to include, but boy, is it nice that they did. And this dress, again, the only one that I put on is a size 20. I normally wear between a 20 and 22. I'm guessing that I just ordered them in 2 different sizes. Honestly, I'm kind of unsure. It is lovely. The whole thing is stretchy. The lace is a stretch lace, very, very soft. There's nothing at all itchy about this dress. And then the white underlay is also a stretch material. If you're between sizes or concerned that you're going to gain a little weight or lose a little weight before your wedding, I think that this one would be an excellent option. And then there's a little card in here, and it says, this dress was designed with you in mind. We spent countless hours perfecting the fit and took our time handpicking just the right fabrics. We made sure to think about everything that would make this the perfect dress to say I do. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your special day. Forever Starts Now, XOXO Torrid. Just lovely. There are actually two skirts. So there's a true lining and then the overlayer. They're both nice and stretchy. This dress is actually surprisingly heavy for as simple as it feels, but I want you to note that down here on the bottom, it's really a pieced lace. So we have two different types of lace. Floral lace, very much a stretch, comes down and it layers it. And let me tell you, I thought that this one was perfect for a Regency look because it's cut right underneath the bust, which is very apple body friendly, but it's also very bohemian, very like one with the earth kind of hippie feeling. And I absolutely adore that. The other layers are almost like a really pretty little dot. And then up at the top, we have that kind of dot lace trimmed with another lace. And then we have some really, really nice flutter sleeves and that pretty dot. Yeah, I think she's lovely. Zipper in the back. Can't wait to retry her. Literally every other dress is going to be a total surprise. I mean, like, I saw it on the website. Total in-person surprise. Okay, look at this bohemian beauty. Oh my gosh. One thing that I do think is incredibly important to note, and I did see on some of the reviews that there were length issues. I'm 5'10", and I'm wearing probably like little 1-inch heels, and this is like the perfect length for me. This would also be a difficult dress to be shortened. Not impossible, it's lace, but it would be a little bit difficult. You could have a tailor come in here and shorten each one of these little layers, but if we're looking for a very cost-effective wedding dress, that's just something to keep in mind. Like I said, I tried this one before. I knew that I loved it, but my goodness, I really, really love it. I think that this is a dress that you could be comfortable in your entire wedding day. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything restrictive, like I'm wearing anything that is fussy. It feels like I'm just about to put on my favorite dress and march to the church and marry my best friend. So dress number 1 is so far my favorite dress. Yeah, here's number 2. Gone to the chapel and win. So this is the garment bag. On the front it says Torrid Ever After. It says the same on the back but larger, a really pretty subtle white and gray. Oh wow. All right. So this one is higher in the front than it is in the back. I bought this one in a size 22. It looks like it's very A-line and it does have a smidge of a train. This is the same lace all over the dress and it's definitely an off-white. I think it's fascinating that it's higher in the front than it is in the back. But if you are built at all like me, the A-line nature of this really should be incredibly forgiving. I think that this one is simple and very nice. You see how much more fabric there is down here at the bottom? That's really how A-lines are done. It's like every piece, and this has many, many seams in it, is kind of cut like a triangle. And then if we can see back here, right about booty height, we have not just those triangular pieces, but then we have extra added, and that's what's making a nice full train piece. Okay, I really hope that there are a few that I don't like or that I just feel okay about because I am in love. This is my second dress and I can't tell you which one I like more. Oh my gosh. This one will be very easy to tailor because it is just hemming up this lace. Much easier than the last one. I think it's just so subtle and romantic. I need a maid of honor up in here, but I do think that it's lovely. This one is incredibly simplistic. I think that there is something so romantic about this high scoop neckline. I had a strapless dress when I got married. It was really kind of the thing back in the early 2000s. My dress was a designer dress. It was absolutely beautiful, but it came in too short. There were all kinds of things that we had to do to it. This would be like a no muss, no fuss, but still look incredibly elegant. All right, so I do like that even though these are very similar floral laces, they do have subtle differences. This one has an underskirt and it actually looks like it might be short. Oh yes, okay. This one's like a tea-length dress, which you'll totally see in a little bit. It is not true white. This is definitely an off-white as well. It has some tulle under here that actually comes out longer than the skirt, which I think is such a, I don't know, almost a neat little 50s look. It's funny because I really think the first one felt very Regency era, which would be like the 1820s. And now we have some 1950s in here. We've got this little sweetheart neckline. And so this looks like it's about a 3/4 inch sleeve right above the bust and then down the sleeves. It's sheer. Everywhere else it's lined with multiple beautiful layers. This is all stretch and I hope that it's got some major spin factor. Okay, she's fun. Now, I have no interest in a tea-length dress as a wedding gown. I like tea-length in general. So this is the first one that I can say would not be my choice, but not to say that she's not gorgeous. I mean, look at this neckline. That's going to do a lot of ladies a lot of favors. There's something so romantic about the way that it's cut. I don't know, I think that it's lovely. And this one looks like the perfect dress for dancing. I do like the tulle coming out at the bottom, but I kind of feel like it truncates me just a little bit. And by that, I mean, I feel like it's making me look a little bit shorter. And I love the 50s look on so many people. I just don't know that I love it on me. And that is okay. I think this one will totally do good things. And Torrid was thinking whenever it comes to apple body ladies, it is cut right underneath the bust, which for me is my smallest part. And then it kind of comes out from there, which does nice things. It's off-white and I think it's very simple. I'm a more formal gal and I think I love it from here up, but it's just not long enough for me. Now that said, I had a cousin who had a tea-length wedding dress and I thought that she was absolutely gorgeous. And her bridesmaids, they were like a yellow taffeta and then they had this yellow plaid ribbon that came around and tied in the back in this great big bow. It was so beautiful. Oh my gosh, that wedding. I can totally appreciate a dress that would not be me, but is still stunning. The size difference between big boxes and little boxes is pretty extreme. Now this one right here looks like it is stark white. Yeah, this is a very full white dress. Oh my gosh, this is heavy. This one comes straight across the bust and then it has this lace up top. The arms are not quite as long as the last. It looks like this is about elbow length. It's A-line and it has more of a rose lace to it. I think that this one is going to be very romantic. It's also cut right into the bust, so I know that I'm going to like it on. My goodness, it's heavy. Okay, I'm actually having to refilm this one because my audio was totally corrupted in the last boo. But yay that I get to put it on again. This was probably my least favorite when I was opening them up, but upon putting it on, it quickly became one of my top 3. Like, I don't know exactly where it fits in there, but she's up there. I think that this one is so incredibly romantic, and I think that most of it has to do with this gorgeous neckline. When I was a little girl, I used to love drawing ladies. So they would either be ladies in really pretty fancy dresses or they'd be ballerinas with pancake skirts and buns in their hair. It basically went one of two ways. So often I would draw the neckline like this. I just thought that it was so romantic, like seeing the clavicle, and I totally am feeling that right now. Now this one looks a little bit longer because I decided to put on my white flats. And so this one does drag on the ground just a little bit more. This one, like a couple of the others, would be super easy to hem. It is straight across. It would be 1, 2, 3 sets of skirts. But for my shorter ladies, I don't think that the tailoring bill would be that extreme. It might be good to ask before ordering though. This is just a straight, almost strapless bodice that goes in a total A-line. And then it has the off-the-shoulder lace above it that goes to a beautiful 3/4 inch sleeve. I really love the way that this looks. I don't know. It just feels romantic. I just love it. There's also something about the skirt and the way that it swings that feels very like Disney princess, like Cinderella at the end running. Or because of the shoulders, there's something that feels very Sleeping Beauty to me. I really had kind of felt like by the time I opened this, that the lace just was starting to feel a little redundant, but it's amazing what they've been able to do with these silhouettes. I'm so happy I got to do this one again. Orby. And this one, by the way, is super heavy. Extra super. Okay, big box number 1. Okay, I think that the big box is more about it being a very fancy dress than about the size that's necessary to hold the dress. This one had a belt that I was wild about. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes. If I was choosing a dress, this is the one that I would choose, like, sight unseen. It has beautiful rhinestones and faux pearls under the bust. I think that is lovely. It's a totally sewn on belt, so there's nothing removable about it. And then in the back, it's like it continues on with a really pretty swag, like that's the back of the belt. This has a surplus neckline, which is my favorite. That we've got some little flutter sleeves and just a very simple stretch mesh. It's the same one that covers the entire dress. This one feels like what I would be looking for. I think I'm gonna have to put it on to see if expectations meet reality. Okay, I think that this one's lovely, but it did not quite meet my expectations. I don't know what it was. There was something about this belt that just made me think that is perfection. But you know what? The interesting thing about that is that you can buy belts like this that are loose. In fact, there's one on the next dress, and add them to any dress that is your style. So you don't have to choose a dress just because you love an accent. You can choose a dress that's right for you and then find the accent to go with it. This one would be incredibly easy to hem for the right person. It would also be incredibly easy to just like completely mess up for the wrong person. So y'all don't hand any scissors to someone who's not a professional if you purchase this dress, because the mesh here is just a raw edge. You can see that it's just cut raw stretch mesh. You know, I think that these dresses are definitely made to be hemmed. That's why they are so long. But like I said, scissors are for the professionals, and that's it. I don't know. You know what? The more that I look at it, the more that I like it. It was just that it didn't do exactly what I wanted to the moment I put it on. It really does do beautiful things, though, with the flow. Honestly, there's not a single one of these yet that I would be uncomfortable with. And I'm really thinking that number 6 is not breaking the tradition. None of these dresses have cups built in, so they're all intending on you to wear a bra. But like even with the JJ's houses that had those built-in bras that, you know, they said you don't need to wear one, I was putting one on because that's where my comfort zone is. I don't love the bra, but I understand she's necessary. Okay, I'm feeling some tulle in here. Yeah, the 2 in the big box seem like they are the most different of the dresses. I'm kind of glad they came in big boxes because it's like saving the most exciting for last. Okay, so this one's a 22 and it has a tulle bottom, like just all kinds of layers of tulle. It's really, let's see, 2 layers of tulle, a solid white, like stretchy layer, and then some petticoat down here, 2 more layers of petticoat, and then the lining. So there is a lot to the skirt. This is going to be the most full skirt by far. The top looks like we've got maybe full sleeves, maybe 3/4. It can be deceiving. And then we've got a total sweetheart neckline, little pearl button right up here at the neck. And this one has a beautiful beaded sash, pearls, and little teeny tiny silver beads. And that actually ties around and it has a satin ribbon that's going to be hanging at the back. Gorgeous. This one feels like the bride that is bringing the party. This is a fun bride. I'm going to have to tell you that this one does not truly appeal to me. Not that I don't think it's beautiful, but for my taste, it's not one that I would choose. I know a handful of people who this would be the absolute ideal dress on. I feel like this is the most Cinderella dress that Torrid has. Now with that comes a lot of extra bulk, and to me it doesn't feel like my waist is defined enough, and the crazy thing is that it can't get much tighter. so it is defined. It's just, I don't know, it's just like a little mental thing. This one would again be very easy to hem. There are a whole lot of layers though, so there will be a lot of extra work, so it costs more than some of the last ones. But look at how fluffy and fun this is. I mean, you could have an absolute bowl. All of these dresses are well made. I think that they're substantial. There's definitely none that I hated. I think that probably my least favorite was the short one, just because as much as I would love like a T-length or a short dress, I just can't bring my brain to go there for a wedding gown. And it is 100% personal preference. Now, I could see myself doing a vow renewal and something like that. Now, who am I kidding? If I did a vow renewal, I would have like the biggest, most gaudy dress. But let's see. So I think that probably my least favorite was probably the short, and then probably this one. And the crazy thing is that this is a totally beautiful, valid choice. I really do think it's beautiful. It feels very princess, but princess in like the ball gown way, whereas the one with like the shoulders bearing was princess in the Meredith kind of way. If we're looking at favorite, my favorite was probably either that one or the very first one that was kind of the bohemian. And I think you could add a belt like this to either of them and feel fantastic. I would absolutely love to know your thoughts. And if there's anything that you would love to see, trust me, I've got like a very, very long list. And as things come about and they work into my life, I absolutely try to make them happen. So I promise that if you have made a suggestion, I've got it on a list. I don't necessarily have it planned because I would have to have like many videos planned, but I would love to know your thoughts. Liking and commenting really go a long way to helping my channel. If you like this kind of content, I would love it if you would subscribe. And I do want to remind you that the best way to support my channel is doing exactly what you're doing now and watching it. So thank you for being awesome. I hope that the rest of your day is as amazing as you are, and I will see you in the next one.
So beautiful.